Title: At my promotion party, my wife's mother suddenly stood up and declared, "From today on, you'll hand over your entire $8,900 salary and every bonus. If you refuse, walk out of this party right now." My heart froze. I glanced at my wife. She stayed silent, standing firmly by her side. I picked up my suit, turned, and walked out of the venue. A few hours later, my phone rang. Start. My promotion party should have been mine, my victory. Instead, it became the stage where betrayal exposed itself, raw and unashamed. I can still hear her voice, my wife's mother, standing up like a self-appointed queen in front of 24 colleagues and friends, her finger stabbing the air at me. "From today on, you'll hand over your entire $8,900 salary and every bonus. If you refuse, walk out of this party right now." The room fell silent, glasses halfway lifted, laughter strangled, eyes snapping toward me. And then, my wife, my partner, my so-called ally. She didn't flinch, didn't object. She just stood by her mother, chin high, eyes steady. That silence spoke louder than any words. My heart froze. I picked up my suit jacket, turned without a word, and walked out. The night air burned my lungs as I stepped outside. I didn't look back. Not at the building, not at the people, not at her. The betrayal wasn't sudden. It was years in the making. When I first met her, she was everything I thought I wanted. Gentle, supportive, smiling with eyes that made me believe she saw me. She celebrated my smallest wins, encouraged my ambitions, whispered late at night that she believed in me more than anyone ever had. I believed her. I built a life with her. But the cracks came quietly. Her mother moved closer into our lives after we married. Little demands slipped into conversations, subtle criticisms of how I spent my money, how I prioritized my time. At first, my wife defended me. Then she stopped. Then she started agreeing. I brushed it off. Love makes you blind, or maybe it just makes you willfully stupid. That night, after I walked out, my phone rang. Her name lit up the screen. I didn't answer. I let it buzz until silence returned. Then again, and again. Finally, I picked up. Her voice was sharp, not desperate. "You embarrassed us. Come back. Apologize. We can still fix this." I hung up. And in that moment, the pain crystallized into something harder, something sharper. No tears, no pleading, only resolve. They thought I would fold. They thought I would hand over everything I worked for. They mistook love for weakness. They had no idea who they were dealing with. The next morning, I started planning. I pulled financial records, shifted accounts, moved my bonuses into a trust under my name only. I canceled shared credit cards, quietly cut her access, and opened new ones she didn't know about. At night, I reviewed the prenup I had insisted on years ago, something she laughed at when we signed, calling me paranoid. I wasn't. That piece of paper would be my blade. I went through months of bank statements. I traced transfers she had made to her mother, thousands siphoned behind my back. Proof, solid, legal. Then I hired a lawyer, a shark, someone who didn't flinch at messy divorces. And while they plotted over my salary, I prepared to strip them bare. For weeks, I played the quiet husband, calm, distant. She thought I was sulking, licking my wounds. She mistook silence for surrender, but I was gathering evidence. Conversations recorded, messages saved, every transaction documented. Finally, when everything was airtight, I moved. I filed for divorce. Grounds: financial misconduct and betrayal of trust. Attached with evidence that painted her and her mother as conspirators, draining my income for their personal gain. The court date was set. I told no one, not her, not mutual friends. I let them live in their illusion until the day arrived. The courtroom smelled of polished wood and cold justice. She walked in confident, dressed in the same arrogance she wore the night of my promotion. Her mother at her side, whispering strategy. They didn't see the storm waiting. When my lawyer laid out the evidence, page after page of transactions, recordings of their voices plotting about my money, the confidence drained from her face. Her mother shifted, restless, muttering excuses. My wife tried to interrupt, claiming it was all misunderstandings. But the judge's expression never softened. The prenup snapped shut around them like a steel trap. No claims on my salary, no access to my assets. And because of the siphoned funds, restitution was ordered, money they had to pay back. The gavel fell like thunder. Her eyes met mine across the room, wide and trembling. For the first time, I saw the mask fall. Not arrogance, not pride, fear. That was my victory party. The fallout was brutal. She tried calling me again, dozens of messages, swinging between rage and apology. I never answered. Her mother's reputation shattered. Whispers spread among their circle about greed, about arrogance, about trying to milk a man dry and failing spectacularly. Meanwhile, I thrived. Promotions kept coming. My name stayed clean. Their names rotted. I didn't gloat. I didn't need to. Their silence was enough. Looking back, the betrayal doesn't sting anymore. It forged me into something stronger, colder, sharper. They thought they held my future in their hands. They forgot. My future was built with my own. When I walked out of that party, I thought I had lost everything. But in truth, I had just started taking it all back. And I did. Every last piece. Love may blind you, but betrayal opens your eyes. And once mine were open, there was no mercy left.